Now, before you object to the idea that Derrick Jaxn is red pill, hear me out. Obviously, the content that he's created over the last few years is not red pill at all. If anything, his content specifically is to cater and pander to women. But what is so fascinating about Derrick Jaxn is the fact that he talks like a simp, but moves like a pimp. What his actions have shown us is that he doesn't really believe any of the stuff that he says. And more importantly, his actions, I believe, have shown us that he is in fact red pill. Now, before I explain to you why, I want to first try to set a definition for what red pill is. Dictionary.com tells us that red pill refers to becoming enlightened to the truth about reality, especially a truth that is difficult to accept or exposes delusions. Online, red pill is especially used among anti-feminist and white supremacist groups to refer to waking up to the truth that women and liberal politics are oppressing men and white people. Now, obviously, there's going to be red pillers out there who do not agree with this definition. So I now want to turn your attention to another definition of red pill. This comes from an interview that I did with an individual months ago, a red pillar on the YouTube space, where he defines in his terms what red pill means to him. Give it a listen. What would red pill even be? Like, how would you define that?
To males that are claiming to be red pill in the context that you're referring to, it means that you're aware of female proclivities and tendencies and how they operate versus how they would say that they operate or how they would even believe that they operate. A red pill guy is pretty much throwing out anything that a woman says that they believe, respond to, act like, and observing their behaviors. So if they're red pill in the dating arena, like PUAs, like you've mentioned, then they would be talking about what does a woman actually date and sleep with versus what does a woman say that she dates and sleeps with.
Okay.
They're red pill in the just general overall, because some MGTOW men don't date at all. They're just meaning that they're aware of how women act and what they respond to as opposed to what they say they respond to in all areas of life, okay, not just dating.
Okay, so those are a few definitions of red pill, and of course it does not encompass all of it, but I've come to understand it as the dark side of femininity. And because of that understanding, or because of having had bad experiences with women, different men in the red pill space may choose to operate a certain way or promote certain behaviors. Now, like I said, red pill is not a monolith. Not everybody agrees on everything, but you will find certain behaviors and certain mindsets being promoted. Alpha male strategies, for example. He is a very popular red pill content creator. And so he explains the kind of mindset and the kind of lifestyle that many red pill men have.
Only the strong survive. You only got to be concerned with yourself. That's what alpha males are. Selfish, narcissistic motherfuckers. We ain't worried about nobody else's feelings. You waste your time, tough shit. Your feelings hurt, tough shit. We only care about ourselves. You came way up this way to see me? Hey, it happens. Think about the last time a girl flaked on you an hour before the date, 30 minutes for the date. Probably because some dude texted her at the last minute like, hey, you want to get together for some drinks? She didn't give a fuck about your time. Why you motherfuckers out here feel so empowered and want to be so loyal to a creature that don't give a fuck about you or your feelings?
One thing that's not talked about with status, guys, that, you know, very few people talk about status, is just being a ladies' man. All right, I had a patron supporter a while back said he didn't want to get a bad reputation at school with women because he's dating multiple women. That's what you want. You should broadcast that because women are backwards as hell. All right, that's what they want. That's what, guys, the reason why women are attracted to them because they see other women vying for them. They ain't that special about them. All right, most of them ain't even that good looking or good looking at all. They just see other women. That turns women on. Women have this sheep mindset. Well, another sheep like you, so I must like you because that's the way we made. All right, that's just the way women think, guys. Being a ladies' man, that is a status. The guy at the job who's already 4 or 5 women at the job, he gonna keep fucking them because women run their fucking mouth, and then every woman feel like, well, I must try them too. I don't want to miss out on the fun.
So for all you guys that are on your purpose, as long as you have the confidence You will notice that you don't get those pullbacks like you used to back in the day. You know, you used to always get them pullbacks when you was broke. Now that you got together, you don't really see that. And that's because the hypergamous nature of females now she don't have to go constantly feel like I need to get a higher value man. I need to get a higher value man. I need to get a higher value man. That's the thing of that. So by me being on my purpose, I don't have a lot of women pulling back.
Exactly what should you lie about? Because you should lie about some things. Don't lie about, you don't want to lie about money and like that, or I got this type of job, bull. But it is some things you won't lie about. All right, women do not know what they're attracted to. So some things you're gonna have to lie.
Now, just based upon some of the different things that he said, how has Derrick Jaxn acted any different? Has he not slept around? Has he not explored his options? Has he not lied to women? Has he not done what was best for him? And so, although he sold a particular image, his actions are showing us what is really in his heart, what is really going on. Now, I want you to see this other clip where AMS breaks down why women are attracted to the toxic Pookie and Ray Ray types, the bad boys.
Why women don't like nice guys. Women are constantly looking for the high value, pre-selected male. And every woman, at least every attractive woman, has ran and dated enough pre-selected guys to know how they act and to know how you act. Pre-selected guys are cocky, arrogant. They don't open doors. They don't pull out chairs. They basically act like they don't give a shit. And because they have options. She knows you have no option. That's why you can't get nowhere with her. Don't get mad at women because you nice and they don't want you. Be an arrogant asshole.
You know what's even more crazy about this whole idea is that he himself even admits that as a man who was 6'4", muscular, attractive, even when he had a nice car presentation, he wasn't even really getting the kind of attention he wanted. It wasn't until he started acting like a narcissistic, standoffish, it wasn't until he started acting like a bad guy that he started getting the kind of attention from women that he wanted. You want to know what's even more crazy? I literally had a housewife, grandmother of 7, come on my show a few months ago and admit to the very same thing.
But, you know, let's be honest. I want to say this to the women. Sometimes we just don't want someone who treats us good all the time because we're not used to it. And that happens in a lot of dysfunctional families when there's especially domestic abuse.
And so what this entire Derrick Jaxn scenario has confirmed with me again is not only that he is operating like a red pillar, despite his pandering or warning women about red pill men, it's actually been working for him. It has gotten him the kind of woman that he has wanted. Him cheating, him sleeping around, him doing all of that, it's worked for him. It's gotten him the IG models. It's gotten him the baddies. It's gotten him the 8s, 9s, and 10s. It's gotten him the woman he wants. Him being a cheater, him being the bad boy, him being that guy has gotten him what he wants. Why? Because there are many women who like that. They like it. Some of us will actually accept that. Some of us will be willing to say, okay, look, y'all, we got to be honest about this tendency for us. We got to be honest about our hybristophilia. We have to be honest about why we're drawn to these toxic men. Some of us will own that. And then some of us will play right into it. There were women out there who were willing to sleep with a married man. There were women out there who probably got off on sleeping with an unavailable married man. There are plenty of women. And there are still women today who would do it if given the opportunity. And this is why you have some women who've gone red pill. They've dealt with those kind of women. Those women were their mothers, their aunts, their sisters. And so obviously, toxic femininity, dark femininity exists. And it has existed since the beginning of time. I mean, the Bible itself even speaks to this. They have passages going back thousands of years that warn against the dark nature of women when they are on the dark side, when they are broken, when they are spiritually bankrupt. But what I can say is that I don't believe that all women have to be that all women are destined to be that. And there is obviously beautiful things about women when they are operating in fullness. This is why I talk a lot about having a strong relationship with God. This is why I talk about the power of having a strong spiritual life, partnering with a man that can help you do so. That's incredibly important, because when it's done right, it can be such a beautiful thing. But unfortunately, we do live in a society where not only is dark femininity, toxic femininity promoted, women being manipulated is being promoted, women going out and destroying their lives is being promoted and celebrated. No one really wants to talk about it, other than the men. And so, while I don't necessarily agree with all of the different things that I've seen in the red pill space, I do think there's something to be said about acknowledging the fact that, look, there's just some dirty stuff that women do that we will pacify or that we will make excuses for. And at a certain point, we just got to own it and say, sis, this is nasty. Sis, this is disrespectful. Sis, this is bad, and we got to do better. And for those women who do want to do better, or for those women who just don't rock with that, follow me here. This is what we do over here in this channel. We have real conversations. But I also recognize that, there's going to be some of those ladies out there who, they are drawn to the bad boys, they are drawn to the trauma, and they create a space for the Pookies and Ray Rays to continue to thrive. For those women who don't rock with dark femininity, who do want to do something different, who do want to be honorable, virtuous women, there's a great opportunity for us to show something different. As I mentioned before, while the Bible warns against the destruction of toxic women, it also personifies wisdom as a woman. And we see many opportunities, we see many examples of women operating in wisdom, bringing great blessing and being helpful to the men in their life, to their families, to their community. And so really, both are possible. You can choose to be a toxic woman if you want to, and you can choose to kind of follow the ways of the world, or you can choose to want to do something different and want to have a more meaningful spiritual life and wanting to actually be a blessing and be a benefit to the men around you and to the society around you. Really, the choice is yours. But what do you think? Do you agree or do you disagree? Let me know. Leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comment section below. Thank you so much for listening, if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.